Good morning. It is 3:19 a.m. It is way too early to do anything, but I'm up and I'm about to head over to Galveston, Texas. We got an athlete racing Ironman 70.3 Texas today. I'm going for support. I'm about 20 minutes later leaving than I wanted to be because I had to play a quick game of where the hell are my keys, and they ended up being in Mackenzie's purse because she took him yesterday to use the car. So it's 3:20 in the morning and I'm about to drive about 4 hours or so, hopefully it's a little quicker than 4, to Galveston to support athletes at 70.3. Life of a triathlon coach, right? I also got some stuff. I have a run today. It's the last day of the week for the workouts. We're getting super close, guys. We're, I think, 10 weeks out. So 10 weeks today, we'll be racing. So 70 days, however you want to say it. That's where we are. Anyway, let me drive. I got a long way to go. I'll check in when I can, and I'll see you in the next clip. All right, it is 7 o'clock exactly right now. Well, 6:59. I made it to Galveston. I got word from 3 or 4 different people that the swim was canceled. So thank God I'm not racing today because it's windy, it's brutal. The swim was canceled because it was, I guess, choppy and they couldn't keep the safety personnel out there. Anyway, I'm going to go meet up with like 4 or 5 different people in transition because that's where the race is starting. It's a time trial bike run at this point, starting at 7:30. So I have time to get over there and see them off on the bike. They've got about a 56-mile bike. And while they're doing that, I am wearing my run gear underneath my sweats, and this is my run shirt because I do have an 80-minute run that I'll do at some point while they're out and about. Probably while they're on the bike, so that I don't miss anybody on the run. But yeah, I'm gonna go meet up with people in transition and look at this crazy ass wind and these shit conditions. So I'll see you in a bit, and then we'll see you on the run at least. There are so many people quitting this race, and honestly, I don't blame them. This weather is miserable. It's cold. It's windy. It's wet.
You guys were quick. Yeah.
I personally wouldn't want to do this, but if I paid for it, I will. Thank God I did it, though. So, almost at transition. There's still a good number of people running this. Still got 200 watch. I can't believe people just say, fuck this and quit. That's funny.
You're going to follow the directions of the volunteers. They're going to direct you to the start line. Good luck out there. Smile every mile, people. Smile every mile.
Let's go, Sam!
Good luck out there.
Let's go, Mark! All right, everybody's on the bike. No updates on as far as tracking though. They only have two checkpoints to go through on the bike. So I came here to McDonald's to get breakfast. I got a sausage, bacon, cheese bagel with a hash brown and a small drink. I'm gonna get some water at the end when I'm done. And I'm gonna drive back to where I parked, get ready to run. I've got my BPN Flight and my G1M Sport. I'm gonna take 2 scoops of G1M and a scoop of Flight, kind of mix it all together and kind of sip on that on the run. I'm probably not going to need anything on the run, so I might just take 1 scoop of Flight and G1M before and just kind of raw dog it the whole way because it's cold. It's like 55 degrees with a 20-mile-an-hour wind here, so I don't love it. But let me eat, get back to where I was, get ready to run. I'll go run 80 minutes. The beach looks absolute trash. Like, I'm so glad I never come to Galveston for the beach. It's it's like sand mixed with water. It's all brown. But yeah, you'll see when I get on the run. I'm gonna eat, get back to the parking lot, and go run before anybody gets back from the bike. So since they canceled this swim, and the tracking system seems to be worse than normal, I have no way of knowing where my athlete Brooke is right now. Okay, he could be mile 20 on the bike, he could be at mile 40 on the bike, he could be coming in now, and I wouldn't know it because the tracker just, there's no, I guess they didn't lay out the checkpoints. Normally there's at least 2 at a 70.3, one at the start, which they crossed to say, hey, we started, one about 28 miles in, and then one like maybe just before the finish. But nobody's triggering any of the markers, which makes me think that they actually didn't put them out this morning because of the weather. And not sure if they're going to have it. So I have no idea of knowing where my guy is on the course. Now I'm here for a couple other people as well, which again I have no idea to know if they're on the course. So we're going to run as if I have all the time in the world, because at a minimum I have at least until they're done with the run. So even if they're 2 hours into the bike right now, which some of them seems like they are, 56 miles, I still got an hour and a half before they're done with the bike, but then they got a half marathon to run. So we're going to take that as it is, and I'm going to get ready to go on my run. So we're stacking 1 scoop of Flight, which I just dumped all over my car. And I'm not going to bring any bottles on the run with me just because it's cold and I typically won't, I'm not going to sweat nearly as much. But I am going to put 2 scoops of G1M Sport in here, just to get the carbs and the electrolytes, and figure I have enough water in my bottle still, right, that I can get some post-run hydration when it's all said and done. And if I need another scoop of G1M at the end of the day, I get another scoop. But we're gonna put the lid. We're gonna take this. Unfortunately, I'm stacking 2 different flavors, pink lemonade Flight and lemon lime G1M, but you do what you got to do, right? I can only get so many things in the store. They don't have all the flavors, and when you're in a pinch, ordering online, that just takes too long. So I'm not going to cry, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to drink what I got, deal with whatever flavoring it gives me, and do what I got to do. But I have an 80-minute run. I do have the portable travel camera, so I will take you out a little bit. I'm just going to go up to the road, which is about a half a mile to a mile up, and then turn left and run along the beach. The beach looks absolutely disgusting. It's all sandy, but like the water is sand brown, which I'm not like. I'm used to like Jersey Coast water is like kind of grayish, ugly gray, but still kind of gray. Gulf Coast was, where Pensacola was, you'd get brown where it like crashed into the sand, but it'd be like greenish, bluish type color. This is just all brown. Looks like diarrhea water, to be honest. And the beach looks it leaves everything to be desired. So like I don't even ever want to go to this beach on a perfect day. But I'm not gonna trash the beach all that much. It is 57 degrees at 10:03 a.m. I have an 80-minute run, and I gotta find a porta potty, but we'll figure that out. I may have to just suck it up and see how much I can clinch. But that said, I did bring my headphones. Like I said, I'm wearing shorts. I've got my long sleeve t-shirt. I may wear the hoodie to run, just because again, because it's so cold, I don't think I'll sweat through the hoodie. So, and I have an extra t-shirt to change into when I'm done. But too much information for the vlog. It is what it is. I'm gonna drink. I will see you on the run, briefly. I'm done with my run. I'm changed. I'm actually on the run course now. This run course sucks. There's too many roads running in parallel with each other that I don't know where the hell I'm at or who I'm watching. But today's run, I'll put it here real quick. 6.17. I didn't do the full 80 minutes. I did 63 just because I wanted to get back on the course to cheer on people. But I felt really good. 10:19 pace overall. Not a bad 10K, but now I'm on the course cheering on some athletes, looking for mine. So yeah, I will wrap up with some extra footage of the run and call it a day. There he is.
Hey everybody, we got about 500 athletes to finish. Great job, John.
All right, so it is 6:45 in the evening. I am on my way home. I've been on the road for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours now. Yeah, probably an hour and a half. Today was a successful day at Galveston. Everybody that I was there to support, mainly Brooke, who is one of our Tri-Posse athletes, finished the race. Now, swim was canceled. They had 20 plus mile an hour winds on a crosswind on the bike, and then the sun came out and warmed up for the run. So they had kind of a little bit of taste of all weather all at once, and it was a tough day. But everybody that I was there for, that I was looking for and tracking, they all finished the race, which is what you always want in every race. This race was crazy because I talked this morning about how there was a lot of people just quitting. I think they said like the tally was like almost 600 people or something just packed up and left after they canceled the swim. Didn't want to deal with the bike. Maybe they didn't have cold weather gear and they didn't want to freeze on the bike. I don't know. I don't really care. Not my race to worry about. My run today, it was supposed to be 80 minutes. I did a little over 60. I wanted to get back on the course to make sure that I saw Brooke a few times on the run. The tracker was absolute ass. That run course was horrible. It was so many twists and turns and overlapping and roads next to each other, and it was really confusing to try to, with the tracker, to try to figure out where everybody was. But I did manage to see him a few times, once on each lap, I think. So that's a positive. I got him crossing the finish line, which is good. So my run, like I said, 60 minutes. I did 6.1 miles or something like that. Again, it was supposed to be 80. I was about a mile and a half short. Not a big deal. So that's all fine. We're 10 weeks out from training, from race day right now. Like 10 weeks from now, I will be done with the race, and I will be recovering. And I'm not going to talk about what's next because I don't want to yet. But 10 weeks from right now, I will be sitting on a couch somewhere, my feet kicked up, and a Happy Valley 70.3 medal around my neck. Where we're at in training is this week was the first week of the race-specific training, so it wasn't as much volume this week. I'm sure it'll be more and more next. I didn't look at next week's plan yet as we go along, but it's going to be a lot of tempo rides and sweet spot rides and power interval rides, and the intervals are going to get longer and more powerful, and that's that. The runs are going to get more tempo, more zone 3, longer zone 2s to try to make sure that we can do the half marathon. The swims are very much, the swims have been almost thresholds. I've had threshold intervals so many weeks already. That's going to continue, but we're going to add open water swims whenever, as often as we can going forward, because mentally that's going to help. Just to get there's a different feel from open water to in a pool. So I got to get the feel for being in a lake and being open and not seeing the bottom and not having that comfort factor that says, oh, if I get into trouble, I can hold on to the wall, or I can put my feet down and touch the bottom. So I'll be going up to Bernie Lake a few times, a month, just to get up there whenever I can. Like I said, there's only 10 weeks left until training. Until race day. That means there's about 8.5 weeks left of hard training before we start to taper and then travel, and it's going to get busy around race week. But I'm here for it. I've been telling everybody this is the best mental state I've been in race-wise in a long time. Last year, last year, I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit all my races. I wanted to quit my entire season. I think I actually had withdrawn from the Happy Valley race. Obviously, I'm not doing that this year. I feel really, really good about where I'm at and where we're headed. So we just got to keep up with what we're doing. Put the pedal to the gas, pedal to the floor, pedal to the metal, foot on the gas, whatever you want to reference, and that's fine. But yeah, so tomorrow starts another week. Dom's coming to San Antonio tomorrow. I'm not going to report any of that, but he's driving through to California, and he's stopping by the house for a little bit. I don't know, we're probably going to dinner. We'll probably talk a little bit about the training so far, where we are, where we're headed, and so on, just to give me a better picture. But yeah, everything right now I think is going to plan. I would like to see the bikes and the runs get a little bit more tempo, so hopefully that'll happen. But I'm good with what we're doing. I really can't complain. This race is going to be an all gas, no brakes kind of race. I told Dom and Helen last week that this is the race, because they said I'm kicking ass in training, and I said I really finally feel like I can have the race that I can have, that I should have. So we'll see what happens. We're gonna keep on going. But anyway, I've got about another 2 hours left of drive. 2 hours and 20 minutes left of driving. So I'm gonna head on home, and I will talk to you in the next episode of the vlog, whenever that might be, whenever I decide to record. So thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.